Hello students, welcome to Interconnecting Physics. Today I will teach you capacitor and electrical capacitance in detail. So without wasting time, let's get started. For regular updates, you can follow me on given links. So what is capacitor? Capacitor is a system of two conductors separated by some insulating medium. Let us suppose we have two conductors, conductor 1 and conductor 2, and they are separated by some insulator, or we can say dielectric. Okay, so in basic form, a capacitor is made up of two metal plates separated by dielectric or insulator. The dielectric, the medium, intervening medium, may be any of the insulating materials like air, glass, paper, plastic, ceramic, or some form of liquid gel basically used in electrolytic capacitors. Okay, so let us consider we have two metal plates, conductor 1, conductor 2 of any shape. Okay, let us say the charge on first conductor is plus q and charge on second conductor is minus q, and generally we say equal and opposite charges are taken on the two conductors. And let us say potential of first conductor is V1 and potential of second conductor is V2. So potential difference will be V2 minus V1. Okay, now you see the system. If we consider this as system, then total charge on the system is 0. Plus q minus q is 0. But we say q is called charge of the capacitor. We say what is the capacitor of the what is the charge of the capacitor? That is q is the charge of the capacitor, although the total charge of the capacitor is 0. But what is the charge on the capacitor? We say q. Okay, now because opposite charges are developed on the two conductors. So it means direction of electric field will be from positive to negative. Okay. So it means electric field line starts from positive and end on negative. If one electric field line leads to one pair of charge, that means if charge is being increased, then electric field is also increased. Let us say charge is doubled, then automatically electric field will be doubled. Okay, so it means electric field is directly proportional to the charge on the two conductors. Okay, and we also know that E equal to minus dV upon dr. Okay, if we take magnitude of this equation, then we know that E is equal to dV upon dr, and if we take potential difference as V and the distance between two conductor is d, that is thickness of the dielectric, thickness of the insulating material is d, then we take dr as d, then we see V equal to E into d. Okay, if E is directly proportional to charge, means if charge is doubled or charge is tripled, then electric field changes accordingly. Then it means V is equal to Ed, that is V is directly proportional to E. Okay, so we can say V is directly proportional to charge of the capacitor, or conversely we can write this equation as Q is directly proportional to V. Okay, when we remove this proportionality sign, we get constant of proportionality C. This C is called capacitance of the capacitor. Okay, the C is called capacitance, the conductive metal plates of the capacitor. You see these metal plates 1 and 2. Okay, these can be either square, circular, rectangular, cylindrical, spherical, depending upon the application for which we are going to use the capacitor. Okay, for example, if two plates are in the form of square, then capacitor will be like this. If two plates are circular, then capacitor will be like this. If two plates are cylindrical, then capacitor will be like this. Okay, so depending upon the applications. So in short, what is capacitor? A capacitor consists of two conductors of any shape separated by some non-conducting medium, means insulating medium or dielectric, such that it can store electric charge. So yes, so let us see how does it store the electric charge. Okay, Suppose we have parallel plate capacitor, that is we have two parallel plates separated by some dielectric. Now let us say these two parallel plates are connected to some battery. When they are connected to battery, then positive charge will develop on plate 1 and negative charge will be developed on plate 2. Now let us suppose battery is disconnected. When battery will be disconnected, charges on the conductor will remain same. That means a capacitor stores electric charge, because when battery is connected, the charge remains same on these two plates. So it means this capacitor is storing the charge even if the battery is disconnected. Okay. Now what is electrical capacitance? You see, Q is directly proportional to V, because I just told you, because in case of two parallel plates, when positive and negative charge are developed on the opposite plates, then we see electric field is generated in between the gap of the conductors. Okay, and electric field is directly proportional to the charge. If charge is increased, then electric field is also increased, because electric field lines are increasing. Okay, and we know V is equal to ED. That means V is equal to E. So that means V is directly proportional to charge, or conversely we can write Q is directly proportional to V. So when we remove this proportionality sign, we get constant of proportionality. It is called capacitance. Okay, and what does it mean? The measure of ability of a conductor to store electric charge. It is the ability of a conductor to store electric charge. If a capacitor stores more charge, then it has more capacitance. If it stores less charge, then it has less capacitance. Okay, when some charge is given to a conductor, it has some electric potential. More is charge on the capacitor, higher will be potential. So we can write like this. Okay, this capacitance C, denoted by capital C, does not depend upon the Q or V. It does not depend upon the charge or potential. It just depends upon the geometrical configuration, that is size, shape and separation of the system of two conductors. Okay, it depends upon the size, shape and separation of the two conductors. V means the material inside the, that means the intervening medium is air or glass or some any other insulating material. It depends upon this. Now symbol of capacitor. If capacitor has fixed capacitance, then symbol is like this. And if capacitor has changing capacitance, means variable capacitance, then symbol is like this. Since we know that C, if Q equal to CV, then C equal to Q divided by V. Let us say V is equal to 1 unit. Then C will be equal to Q, because V becomes 1. Okay. So capacitance is equal to the charge. So capacitance of a conductor is defined as the charge required to raise the potential of the conductor through 1 unit. Okay, and the capacitance is a scalar quantity. Now SI unit of capacitance, since C equal to Q over V and the SI units of Q is coulombs and SI unit of potential is volt. So what are the unit of capacitance? That is 1 coulomb divided by 1 volt, and which is called as 1 farad, denoted by capital F. 1 farad equal to 1 coulomb volt inverse. So capacitance of conductor is said to be 1 farad if 1 coulomb charge is required to raise the potential through 1 volt. Okay, and other smaller and practical units, these are not SI units, okay. So 1 microfarad equal to 10 raised to power minus 6 farad, 1 nanofarad is equal to 10 raised to power minus 9 farad, 1 picofarad is equal to 10 raised to power minus 12 farad, and 1 micro is same as that of picofarad, because micro 10 raised to power minus 6, 10 raised to power minus 6, 10 raised to power minus 12, and which is equal to 1 picofarad. Now, dimension formula for capacitance. I have already told you, don't ever cram the dimension formula. Just remember the formula and then derive the dimension formula from the given formula. Okay. Now we know C equal to Q divided by V. Okay, and V is potential is work done divided by charge. So C equal to Q divided by W divided by Q. So it is Q square divided by W. What is the dimension formula for Q? It is AP square, and dimension formula for work done ml2 t minus 2. So when we calculate this, we get m minus 1 l minus 2 t4 a2. Okay, now dielectric step, the most important dielectric step. If you understand this, you will understand the whole chapter. Now what is dielectric strength? Okay, let us consider. For this we have parallel plate capacitor, plate A, plate B, positive charge on this and negative charge on this. Okay. Now inside this, the intervening medium, let us say dielectric. And you know what is dielectric? Dielectric is insulator. Insulator means that material which don't have materials which don't have free electrons. Free electrons. Okay. And you know these materials can be polarized. These material can be polarized under the effect of electric field. Under the effect of electric field. If you don't know this, you want to know, then click on the I button. You will come to know that under the effect of electric field, dielectric can be polarized. Okay. Now, what is dielectric strength? You know, Q equal to CV and C equal to Q over V. It means if capacitance is large, that means capacitor can store large amount of charge at small value of voltage, because the relation between capacitance and voltage is inverse relation. Because if C is high, Q will be high, but voltage will be small. Okay. So if a capacitor has large value of capacitance, then it can store large value of Q charge at small value of V. That means a capacitor with large capacitance can hold large amount of charge at relatively small value of V. But let us suppose V is high. Let us suppose potential difference is high. So if potential difference is high means electric field is high. Okay. And if electric field inside here, inside these two conductors is high, what will happen? Okay. What will happen? The molecules of the dielectric which is placed in between these two conductors, okay, they are polarized, means the positive and negative charges will be stretched. You know what is polarization? The positive and negative charges are stretched under the effect of electric field. Electric field direction is from positive to negative. It means negative charges will move opposite to the electric field and positive charge will move in the direction of electric field. So it means under the effect of electric field, and from where this electric field is coming, because the positive and negative charge on plates A and B, electric field is from positive to negative charge, and due to this electric field, the molecules of the dielectrics are polarized. Okay. Now, if electric field is increased, that means negative charge and positive charge will be stretched more and more. Okay. And if the electric field becomes too high, then what will happen? The strain which has been developed due to stretching of positive and negative charges, strain becomes intolerable, unbearable, and electrons get detached from the atom, and atom becomes positive ion. This is, we are talking about this dielectric, and we know dielectrics don't have free electrons. But now under the effect of high electric field, electrons get detached from the atom and becomes positive ion. And this process is called dielectric breakdown, because here dielectric is not dielectric. Now the dielectric transitions from being insulator to conductor. Now dielectric becomes conductor this time because electrons gets detached from the atom. Atom becomes positive ion and electrons of the dielectric are now free to move. So it means dielectric is not dielectric this time. It has become conductor. Okay, and this is called as dielectric strength. This is called as dielectric breakdown, which results in the spark and damage to the capacitor. Now these electrons which are removed from the atom, these will neutralize the positive charge on the plate A. Okay, so it means leakage of capacitor will start. Leakage of capacitor will start means charge on the capacitor will be decreased, and this happens in a form of spark and damage to the capacitor. Okay. So the maximum value of electric field intensity that can be applied to the dielectric without its breakdown is called dielectric strength. Okay, the maximum value of electric field which is being applied to the dielectric, here dielectric, okay, without its electrical breakdown is known as dielectric strength, and it is denoted by V divided by D, that is E break equal to V break, where V break is the maximum voltage that a dielectric can tolerate without electrical breakdown. D is the thickness of the dielectric. D is the thickness of the dielectric. Okay. Now for air, the value of dielectric strength is 3 into 10 is to power 6 volt-meter inverse for air. If the intervening medium, the medium between two conductors is air, then value of dielectric strength will be 3 into 10 is to power 6 volt-meter inverse. Okay. If the value is increased than this for case of air, then electric breakdown will happen in the dielectric. Okay, SI unit of dielectric is voltmeter inverse from this voltmeter, that is voltmeter inverse. Okay, so this was all about dielectric strength, that if we consider voltage is very high, potential is very high, that means electric field will be high, and if electric field will be high, the polarization process will happen very fast, means the negative charges and positive charges of the dielectric will be stretched, and at very high value of electric field, electrons of the atom get detached and becomes free, and the dielectric will convert it into conductor, and that is called as dielectric strength. Okay. Now, capacitance of isolated spherical capacitor. So let's start this. Let us consider a spherical capacitor, spherical conductor whose radius is r, and we know that electric potential due to point charge at a distance r is given by 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught q divided by r, and we know that c equal to q over v. So put the value of v here, and we will get c equal to 4 pi epsilon naught r, mean it is depending upon the radius of the spherical conductor. Means if radius will be high, capacitance will be high. If radius will be less, capacitance will be less. Larger the sphere means large is the radius, larger its capacitance. Smaller the sphere means radius is small and smaller is its capacitance. So let's see capacitance of Earth. We consider Earth as a spherical conductor of radius 6400 kilometer, and in SI it is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Now capacitance is given by 4 pi epsilon naught r. You see here the capacitance of a spherical conductor is 4 pi epsilon naught r. So we use this relation here, put the value of r here, and we get C equal to 711 microfarad is the capacitance of the earth. So what is the capacitance of the earth? 711 microfarad. Now coulomb is very large unit of charge. C equal to Q over V, and we write it as 1 farad equal to 1 coulomb volt inverse. Since coulomb is very large unit of charge, it means farad is very large unit of capacitance. Okay. As a unit of epsilon naught, in chapter 1, that is electric charges and fields, we studied The units of epsilon naught was coulomb square, Newton inverse, meter inverse square. Now in this chapter, if C is 4 pi epsilon naught r, then epsilon naught will be C over 4 pi r. What are the unit of C? Farad. R is measured in meter. So 1 farad meter inverse will be equal to 1 coulomb square Newton inverse meter inverse square. Okay. Now, can a single isolated spherical conductor have capacitance 1 farad? Means, in this question, we will come to know that 1 farad is a very large unit of capacitance. Very large unit of capacitance. So let us see how. We know that here we are given with spherical conductor, and for spherical conductor capacitance is 4 pi epsilon naught r. If we put the value of C, okay, then R will be C over 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay. So what is the value of 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught? That is 9 into 10 raised to power 9. Substitute the values and we will get R equal to 9 into 10 raised to power 9 meter. Let us compare this R with radius of the earth. You know radius of earth is 6.4 into 10 raised to power 6 meter. So R divided by R, divide this by this, we get R equal to 1400 times radius of the earth. It means if we want to make spherical conductor having capacitance 1 farad, then radius of that capacitor will be 1400 times more than the radius of the earth. Can we think of such conductor? No. Such conductor is impossible to imagine even. So it means 1 farad capacitance is very large value of capacitance. Okay. Now question number 2. Find the potential of a sphere given charge equal to 5 microcoulomb, that is 5 into 10 raised to power minus 6 coulomb, and capacitance is 1 nanofarad, means 1 into 10 raised to power minus 9 farad. And what is V? V equal to Q over C. Okay, so substitute the value of Q and substitute the value of C and we will get the value voltage potential equal to 5 into 10 raised to power 3 volt. Okay. So let's see further. Purpose of capacitor. What is the purpose of capacitor? Capacitor is used to store the charge. And while storing charge, it also stores electrical energy for a small period. Okay. It can safely absorb a large amount of charge and similarly large amount of charge can be released by it. If it can store large charge, it means it can also release large charge. Okay. And capacitor is a passive device. It is passive component. In physics, generally we have two components, passive and active. And capacitor is passive component. Passive components are the components which store energy, which do not generate energy, which only store energy. Okay. And the passive components are the main components used in electronics such as resistors, inductors, capacitors, transformers. These are the passive components because these only store energy. Okay. So passive components are the components which can store energy. Okay. And the use of capacitor is used in electric appliances like fans, motors, voltage regulators, radio sets, televisions, computers. Now, one thing is battery. You know battery? Battery also stores charge. Battery. Okay. And capacitor also stores charge. Then what is the difference between battery and capacitor? Actually, capacitor gives us very large, very huge amount of charge at sudden. But battery gives us amount of charge slowly. Okay. For example, if you start motor, if you want to start a motor to raise the water, let us see. So if you want to start the motor, then charges are at static position. And if you want to start the motor, it means you need huge amount of current. Suppose you need 20 ampere current. then that much charge will only come from capacitor. Okay, if we want to start fan, then charges are at static position. If we want to start fan at once, then capacitor is used because capacitor will give huge amount of charge at once, but battery will give slowly and very small amount of charge. Okay, now variation of voltage with charge, it is a straight line passing through the origin. Okay, so that q equal to v is equal to constant. Now parallel plate capacitor. What is parallel plate capacitor? A parallel plate capacitor consists of two equally and oppositely charged plates. Equally and oppositely charged. Equal charge and opposite charge. Of equal area. Of equal area. Okay. And charge equal and opposite. Okay. Separated by a certain distance through a dielectric. Means intervening medium will be insulating medium. That is called as parallel plate capacitor. Okay, now let us discuss principle of parallel plate capacitor. Okay, it's very important. Now let us consider we have one charged plate, one positively charged plate. We call it as A plate. Okay, now we bring some uncharged conducting plate B near to plate A. We don't touch, we just bring close plate B to the plate A. Now, by the method of charging, we have already studied the method of charging conductors, that is method of induction, method of conduction. If you want to know, then click the I button. You will get to know that how the uncharged conductors are charged by the method of induction and also conduction. So here, when we bring plate B close to plate A, then induction happens. Induction. Okay, you know, this is uncharged conducting plates, means neutral conducting plates. Neutral means equal number of positive and negative. Equal number of positive, equal number of negative. Okay, so it is brought closer to plate A, then induction process starts begin, and the nearer side of the plate B will become negative and outer side of the plate become positive. This is due to induction because this positive charge will attract the negative electrons toward itself. So this side becomes negative and other side will become positive. Okay. Now you see this negative charge on the plate B will try to decrease the potential of plate A because this is positive. You know, if we know the relation V equal to 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught Q over R, that is potential due to a charge. If Q is positive, potential will be positive. If Q is negative, potential will be negative. Okay. Now this side of the plate B is negative and this plate A is positively charged. It means this negative side of the plate B will try to decrease the potential of plate A. Okay. While the positive side on the plate B tends to increase the potential of plate A because this is positive, potential will be positive, potential will be positive. So means this outer side of the plate B will try to increase the potential of A and this inner side of the plate B will try to decrease the potential. And overall effect will be the plate B will decrease the potential of A. Plate B will decrease the potential of A. But we have to keep the potential of A constant. So it means we have to provide more charge to the plate AA. So it means capacity of this capacitor has been increased by bringing uncharged conducting plate close to plate A. Okay. Again I repeat that this negative charge will try to decrease the potential of A and this positive charge will try to increase the potential of A. And the overall effect will be this plate B will decrease the potential of A. But we have to keep the potential of A constant. So means we will provide more charge to plate A so that its potential will become same. It means the capacity of this capacitor has been increased. How? By bringing the uncharged conducting plate close to plate A. Now, in third step, this plate B will be connected to ground, and this is earthing and this is sea of electrons. So what will happen? Each positive charge will be neutralized by the electron coming from this ground. Each positive charge will be neutralized with the electron coming from the ground. So overall plate B will become negative. So it will decrease the potential of A, because the positive charge which was trying to increase the potential of A now gets neutralized by the electrons coming from the ground. So the overall charge on plate B is negative now. So this will decrease the potential of plate A, and in order to keep the potential of A constant, we have to provide more and more charge to the plate A. It means we are giving charge to the plate A and it is storing the charge to keep the potential constant. So it means capacity of this capacitor has been increased. This is the principle of parallel plate capacitor, that how does a capacitor store more and more charge. Okay, so this was all about today's lecture. If you want PDF notes, you can ask me in comment section or you can follow me on my Telegram channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay happy, stay healthy.